I'm surprised nobody commented on my intro yesterday, so I'll try again, see if you get the reference. Hello, welcome! In this episode, I'll tell you about a 15-year-old Filipino hero who saved 50 lives during the typhoon, foreigners arrested for working illegally, first charges laid in ghost flood projects in the Philippines, new TikTok trend has locals concerned, and much more. And I'm happy to begin today's video with a feel-good moment of the day. Here's the story. During the Typhoon Tino, a 15-year-old boy named J-Boy Magdadaro from Ilegal, Cebu became a local hero after helping rescue nearly 50 people from rising floodwaters. His story spread online after netizens praised his bravery and criticized what they saw as a slow government response to the disaster. Comments describe J-Boy as a true example of Bayanihan, ordinary people stepping up in times of crisis. Community members are now planning to honor and support him, suggesting a scholarship and help to rebuild his home. Many call him proof that not all heroes wear capes. I don't know what you were doing at 15, but I was not helping people save their lives. I wasn't rescuing people for sure. But I'm happy to say local officials have taken suggestions and actually offered him a full scholarship. Mabolo Barangay Captain Attorney Daniel Francis Aguedo has granted J-Boy Magdadaro, a 15-year-old resident of Iloan Town, a full scholarship for any course of his choice after he rescued around 50 people during the onslaught of Typhoon Tino on November 4th. The scholarship covers all school fees and includes a monthly allowance of 3,000 pesos. Amazing, because the first thing I thought was like, wait. This man's gonna go to college, all expenses paid for, but how's he gonna maybe eat or, have a little bit of spending money? So I'm glad they've included the 3,000 pesos for food or whatever else he needs. So glad to hear. Let's go on to our next story. The Department of Interior and local government of the Philippines is probing into reports that several Cebu officials flew to Europe for a vacation while Typhoon Tino, international name Kalmaigi, battered the island and the province. Many people are upset because a lot of barangays and local officials they were nowhere to be found during the past two typhoons, and they've let themselves be heard because now the president's office said Cebu officials who went to Europe during Typhoon Tino should be investigated first before making any conclusions about their actions. But somebody was not waiting around. A Cebuana lawyer, Joelito Anyora Jr. filed complaints against Congressman Duke Frasco and 7 Cebu mayors for going on a European trip while Typhoon Tino hit the Philippines. He accused them of violating several laws, including the anti-graft law and the Code of Conduct of Public Officials, saying they should have stayed to help the communities during the crisis. Those names include mayors from Iloan, Catman, San Francisco, Tudela, Poro, Pilar, and Compostela. Interesting, because initially, I'm going to be honest, I was just thinking, how can they help anyways? But then I realized it's not just you and I. For example, these people have obligation. It's part of their moral. It's not just like a regular person, right? Even if they're there to support a community, those are the people that voted for him. But I don't know. To be honest, I'm kind of on the fence on this one. I don't really know how I feel. I don't know enough about local mayoral duties in the Philippines, for example. So if you live in the Philippines, have a broader idea of what their responsibilities are. I know they actually cited 3 different charges, or they want to go ahead and charge them for. So if you'd like to share your thoughts, go ahead and do that in the comment section. I'd love to be educated. And then in a somewhat related story, former ACO Bicol Representative Zaldo Co, SunWest Inc., and DPWH officials are among the first charged over alleged flood control projects anomalies, it says Ombudsman Remula. All right, some charges being laid. Let's see what happens in the court of law, with due process, if anything comes at the end of this. And then let's go to Thailand for our next story. Phuket residents have spoken out strongly against a new social media-driven cash hunt game where visiting foreigners scatter money in public areas to film locals and tourists scrambling for it. Critics argue that the activity causes disorder, disrupts businesses, and encourages unsafe behavior as crowds rush chaotically through busy spaces. Many locals feel the game disrespects cultural norms and creates an atmosphere of mockery rather than community engagement. Officials are now reviewing whether this trend violates local regulations and considering measures to put a stop to it. The controversy raises larger questions about influencer culture, social responsibility, and the impact of content-driven tourism. Residents emphasize that the visitors should avoid activities that undermine the harmony and dignity of local government. One thing to keep in mind, you and I may not consider this a big deal. It was, some public place, somebody's looking for 1,000 baht, which is 2 days worth of salary for some people, and even more for others. So is it right? Morally, I don't really know. But locals don't like it. So that's one thing I do know. If I knew I was doing something against the wishes of the place I'm staying or visiting, I personally would stop. But then again, that's just me. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you think? An overreaction from the local officials and maybe a little bit too much sensitivity, and you have to be open to this if you're going to invite millions of people into your country? Or do you think, nah, you're a tourist, stop behaving this way. If people don't like it, just simply stop. Our next story that's definitely illegal, still in Thailand, an Italian wood carver has been arrested in Koh Phangan in Surat Thani for working in a profession reserved only for Thais. So, not only do you have to work legally, having a work permit for the occupation you actually applied for, it's actually a job you cannot do in Thailand as a foreigner, along with a whole list of jobs reserved only for Thai people. So if somehow you would not be granted a work permit anyway. So either way, you're doing it illegally, basically. So keep that in mind. And if you're curious, vlogging is not against the law in the Philippines, and even though I make money off of it, even in Thailand, I do have me a digital nomad visa for 5 years, so don't worry about me. But I'm saying you guys, if you're coming here trying to make some money on the side, you got to do it legally. A raid in Sathip, Thailand has exposed a sizable illegal gambling operation after police seized 49 slot machines from a property linked to a Chinese national. The individual claimed ignorance of the devices, but investigators believe the setup points to a well-organized underground network rather than accidental storage. Bruh. Hey, you know what? How do these 49 slot machines get in my backyard, bro? What kind of dumb shit is this? Accidentally collecting 49 slot machines? Come on, man. How dumb are you? How did they get that in the country? How do you sneak in 49 slot machines? Even one at a time. Somebody got to notice a slot machine. It's illegal to gamble here, so what are you doing with this? Anyhow, police are now questioning several people present at the scene to uncover the scale of the operation and identify those responsible. Illegal gambling remains a persistent challenge in Thailand, often tied to wider criminal activity. This case highlights ongoing concerns about foreign-backed operations exploiting regulatory gaps. Authorities aim to shut down such networks to maintain public order and reduce associated risks. The investigation is still unfolding, and further arrests could follow as evidence is processed. Now, you got to be a complete naive person to believe Thai authorities did not know about some of these things that are going on. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people have their hands in it. You might have two groups of people. Some people doing their job because they have to, the authority, and some people skimming a little bit off the top, ignoring a few, things that are going on. At the end of the day, shit gets out on display, and you have to do something about it. I feel like it's one of those things. Also, one more thing, there was a whole, over 200 Indians that were supposed to go on a plane back to India coming from the KK Park, Myanmar scam place. But Thailand said, nah, bro, you're not going anywhere. Come over here, let me take a photo of you to make sure you never come back to this country again, right? So the whole biometrics. The other day, over 600 people got arrested. Guys, this happens, I keep saying this every single episode because I want you guys to understand the sheer scale of these scammers. And it's not just love scams, it's all kinds of things. Job offers, of course, love scams, even apartment rentals. Anything that seems to be too good to be true, usually it is. So be careful, please protect yourself, protect your money, and hopefully you never have to experience anything regarding a scam center or a scammer. And then our last story from the Philippines, a dolphin was spotted stranded off the Mualbual seawall on Monday, November 10th. According to the video uploader, Brian Kabantugan, only one dolphin was seen. He said a rescuer was able to attend the stranded marine animal. Attend to it, but was he able to rescue it? As somebody mentioned in the comments of that, you can't simply drag that thing back into the water, into the open ocean. It may actually pass away from exhaustion. They do need air to breathe through that little hole they got in the back of their back. You know what? But I think the people's hearts were in the right place trying to save this animal. Now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where Carlos Jose says guys with convictions against minors shouldn't be allowed to leave their country, let alone be given a passport to leave their country. They are going to repeat the same offense somewhere else. I get it. Next up, Alan Johnson says, a few years ago, someone stole all the overhead wires in my neighborhood in Quezon City. They were eventually replaced, and being the Philippines, they were promptly stolen again. And Nash Ader says, love the Bush pun. Yes, yesterday about the quote, fool me once, shame on.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Actually, I remember during that time, George Bush dodged that shoe that came at him. I remember being impressed. I'm like, yo, that man's got some quick reflexes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's what I mean. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, are new to the channel, or just haven't got around to hitting that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I know some people get annoyed when I say button. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will see you tomorrow.